Got a quick video on my Moulton bikes. Got two of them, and then this weird big fish thing. Bloody rubbish that. But hey, it's a good laugh. Right, I've been latest one I did, this yellow one. Sorry about the noise. I've got a generator, I've got no electric in this garage. It looks reasonably bright on the video, but it's went flat. I've got no idea what this was painted with. I bought the frame and just built it up with parts I had and just bits I bought off eBay. I'm gonna attempt to try and bring this paint back, because it seems like if you scratch the surface the colour brightens up. Now God knows what paint it is. It might be some kind of plastic coat or something like that, no idea. Anyway, I've just done some work on it because it's needed a bit of fettling. Basically the crank, it kept coming loose, so having difficulty getting it set, so I managed to do it. I think it's stayed there. I've had to put a new cup in. The other one kept popping out and I was a bit concerned that the threads had stripped. Note to self, don't use a hammer on the cutters, putting them in, because it just loosens everything again and it puts pressure on the threads. So I won't be doing that again, only when I'm getting things apart. The other thing is, yeah, I'm just trying to get this ready so I can do a reasonable distance this next summer. Well, actually this summer now, because it's January the 1st. So I'm just trying to get it felt so it's right, get things all lined up, and hopefully it'll be good. Sorry about this video, but I've got no idea how to edit, so I'm just doing this straight. If someone knows any editing tool that's for dummies like me, I'd really welcome it. I've got absolutely no idea how to edit a video. So what you see is what you get. Yeah, this Moulton's pretty good. Like, I've got 5-speed Sturmey Archer gears again. I always do the 5-speed conversions on 4-speed hub. It just totally transforms it, to be honest. Gives you a lot more range, allows you to get a lower climbing gear and still have a fairly decent top gear. I mean, the top gear is never, as good as, a modern kind of derailleur setup, but on this one I've got, what is it, about 37 to 80 summit, low 80s, possibly about 81 or something like that, which is okay, to be honest. It does for most stuff. I rarely run out of gears. If anything, I kind of need a better climbing gear, but then I will eat into the top end a bit too much. So yeah, a few other features on this. So I converted the hub, like I said before, and this one's got a Shimano bell crank on it, because I just couldn't find the original Sturmey one for a reasonable price, and they all seem to be in America with the muscle bikes. So I've converted the rod as well. Everything's been adapted really to fit. I've still got a nail in here, as you usually do. It works alright, and then it's linked up through the cables to the two levers on the top, which work brilliantly, I've got to say. I'm really impressed with them levers. I was a bit dubious because I'd heard some mixed opinions on them, but as you see, I've had to adapt them a bit so they kind of bow out, but they work really well. They don't get in the way of steering. It steers really well. There's no problem there, so I'm pretty happy with that. My bar tape, I'm not brilliant at that, if I'm honest, but it'll do. It does the job. I've got some what do you call them, GB hooded brake levers. I've actually glued, these are adjusters, to be honest, they always snap. I just glued them right in place. They won't come out. It's a really strong glue, so there's no, you can't use that anymore, but it's still got the dials on like you have with the other ones, so you get a bit of adjustment there. I've got dynamo lights, LED bulb, linked to a kind of more modern dynamo. Now this is interesting, this fork. This is the original Moulton fork, not the strengthened one, the kind of Mark II ones. But this one has been strengthened underneath, and I think this is original. It's also got a bracket for the dynamo, well, I've never seen that on any others apart from, I think it's the automatic. Might have that right. Yeah, automatic. And I think there's one other where it's on. So it's obviously, this bike's maybe been an automatic, I don't know. Who knows? It's a mystery, but it says Deluxe, and it came this colour and it with that sticker on, so it is what it is really. So I'm just keeping it as that. I'd love to get an original bag on the back, but they're just so hard to find. Painted the mud guards up as much best I could with a rattle can. No, it's mainly GB parts, alloy parts. Even, well, the pedals are Milremo, cranks are Milremo as well, and I've got the kind of larger 54 tooth alloy wheel on there. So yeah, it's alright. Marathon tyres as usual, they don't give me any bother them, so I don't see the point in putting these slick things on. At the end of the day, they're a bugger if you get a puncture on these, so I don't particularly want to get punctures, so I'll put these on. And to this day, touch wood, and this is wood, never had a problem. So I'm gonna polish this one up today with T-cut and see what happens, see if I get it back. Yeah, that's one bike. Another bike is yeah, another Deluxe. Oh, come on. Right, let's get this off. Yeah, so this is another Deluxe. Got all the bells and whistles on. 5-speed again. It's Speedo. Here's my other lever for the 5 speeds. 2 4 speeds. So I've yeah, works pretty well, to be honest. Hopefully I don't just knock that out. Yeah, so that one's that works alright as well. That's a bit lower geared. It's got the original parts on, so I think I'm down to about 34 to 78, 77, I think it is, maybe, I don't know, something like that. And it works really well. Again, I've got the dyno hub on this one, LED lights. They don't work as well, if I'm honest, as the other bike, primarily because you get that flickering even when you're at speed because of the dyno hub. There is a solution to it, but to be honest, I rarely use it at night, so I haven't really got around to doing it yet. Maybe I will at some point. But this is a proper bit, really built from parts on eBay. The frame was absolutely, to be honest, it was pretty bad. On this one I got it properly strengthened. That was professionally done. I know it with a sleeve on, because this is the angry area on Moultons, where they basically tend to corrode where water collects around here. But that's just, a thing with age, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, it's alright. I mean, never had a problem. Forks have been strengthened on the back as well. They've been brazed up, and it works pretty well. Not the best example in the world, of course, but you know, at the end of the day, bikes are there to be used, aren't they? So it looks nice, rides nice. Marathon tyres again, can't beat them. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Original bell. Now on this one, I've got, on my 5C conversion, I've got the proper Sturmey Archer bell crank. I managed to get that really cheap on eBay. Well, I say really cheap, it was 30 quid, but for one of these it's cheap. So I was really pleased to get that. It works well. The worst thing about these bikes, I think, is generally the brakes. I mean, it might be the pads I'm using. So again, if anyone can recommend any brake pads that might work better on alloy rims, because I've done alloy rims on both of these, I'd be, you know, welcome any suggestions really. I've got cool stock greys at the minute. I would say they're adequate. Are the salmons any better? I don't know, you tell me. But yeah, that's about it. Probably do a few videos in the future, no doubt. If I can work out how to edit things, that would be good. And then I've got this big fish I bought last year. It's one of them bikes, you look at it, it looks alright in terms of design, I think, but it's like, it seems like someone gave up halfway through designing it. It could have been a really good bike, but they just gave up. The folding's fine, everything like that's fine, but some of the parts I think are just poor. Some of the final design things are poor. The tyres were terrible. I put some better tyres on, but I've had to lose the front mudguard because it won't fit over it anymore. Again, I mean, who does that? It could have been such a good bike, this, because it does ride well. But there you go. I'm gonna try and put some better parts on it, because I think once I do that, it'll make a big difference. So I'm gonna have another go with a tyre, see if I can get something to fit over, and put some black mudguards on as well instead of these crappy silver things. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame really. That could have been a cracking bike if someone had spent another hour on it. Anyway, that's enough from me. Goodbye.